ASMR thing sometimes. I figured I'd start with a nice, simple, easy-going intro today, just to get the ball rolling. I hope you're having a great evening, or an afternoon, or a midday, whenever you're listening to this, really. It's very rainy and wet where I am. Makes it easy to hear every single car drive by. Oh, and I love it. It's the Journeyman Highway, I call it. It's just car after car of inconsiderate pricks with no consideration for my recording schedule. They don't care that I have to record auditory excellence for my fans. They don't care. And that makes me upset. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out there with signs that say slow the fuck down. I'm trying to record. See if that works. Because if you don't get your way nowadays, all you gotta do is cry about it. And then eventually you'll get your way. So what you gotta do is you gotta click, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you gotta do to show them you're not gonna give in to terrorism. It's calling all marks.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you, we have the greatest show of all time. We have a man that in his own modest way can tell you,
I don't like it. I'm just telling you the truth.
You like it?
Listen to my fucking ranting. Listen to what you do to me. I don't believe you anymore.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
Hosted by
This guy that ran with every woman that would have him from the time he was 15. You like it? You want one?
I don't trust you. The fucking you think we want to smoke? You suck my damn.
Justin Draven.
Wow, Mr. Sarcasm.
I come to you tonight begging and pleading, throwing myself at the floor of the courts for mercy. I did not watch AEW Dynamite tonight because, like I've said in numerous videos, the 3 that I've done, I'm not a Meltzer level mark, so I was actually out enjoying the day with my family. So I got home a little late. I didn't have time to watch AEW tonight, so they're off the hook. I thought about maybe doing a video on those other topics I was discussing. I'm going to just keep teasing you because I'm going to make you wonder what it is until I finally do a video of it. But I was also curious on what anybody thought of the Owen Hart conspiracy that I threw out there. Did you see it? No? We can catch up if you need to. I threw out the conspiracy in a last video that Owen Hart, his tragedy, was a tragedy, but it might have been a little bit more not unwillingly, unknowingly orchestrated. Let's just say it like that. With WWE's long history of trying to humble their talent and trying to mess with their talent, I think they were humbling him by putting him in the Blue Blazer gimmick because Brett left, Davey left, Anvil left, Pillman died. No one was left to punish except Owen. So Vince knew he was afraid of heights, so he was probably trying to rib him, and then he tragically died. And along with the obvious Brett going to WCW, a couple years prior, Owen fucking dropped Stone Cold on the top of his head and almost literally ended his career, never apologized. So he had that heat on him. So maybe he needed a humbling. I thought that was a pretty cool little theory. I've never heard anybody talking about it. I thought I'd bring it to you guys. Nobody seemed to really care about it too much, but I'm sure you guys will catch on soon enough. Eventually, you'll appreciate the uniqueness I'm trying to bring to this, because I've done the same thing that you guys do 100 million times. I scroll through the internet and I start looking up wrestling sites, and it's the exact same stories all the time. You can switch from either one, What Culture to Cultaholic, Wrestle Talk. They're all the same stories. And I don't want to fall into that category because it's hard to get lost in the fray like that. So I like to switch it up and do a few things differently than everybody else. And hopefully that picks up, because I think it's more entertaining than just listening to a news story and then a rumor or a quote-unquote leak. I don't care about that. If that's what you're looking for, that's not what I'm doing. I'll talk about stuff that I liked, stuff that interests me. Maybe it'll interest other people. But other than that, I'm trying to do something different. I don't want to be like these other guys. They all have an agenda. They're, like I said, they're top 10s. I'll do a top 10, sure. But I won't have a whole show predicated on it. Because the more you do that, the more you run the risk of doing something exactly the same as another channel. And I don't want to do that. I want stuff that's different. I don't want to be like them. I want to do stuff that I like I said. That's why I'll talk about how I think Owen Hart died tragically because Vince was trying to rib him. Nobody talks about that. I don't hear anybody talk about that. That's why in my last video I did fantasy theme song bookings. You know what I mean? I put an angle on it. It's something current that's happening. You know what I mean? Tony Khan bought two new theme songs for his guys. I just thought, if you're going to do that, throw in some other ones for all the other people. Because not only would you get the songs associated with your wrestlers, you could probably boost those songs. And you could just bring in a whole new crowd for that. That would just be a whole new, I don't want to say gimmick, but it would open up another avenue of interest for fans. Not just diehards, like casual fans. Play a song someone knows while they're flipping through the channel, they're going to watch. Especially once you get fans back and all the music is bumping and they're singing along to the songs that they know, just like they do with Chris Jericho's entrance. It's fan participation. And that's what I'm trying to do. Something different. Something with participation. That's why I came up with the idea for coming up with the new themes. Which theme song would you like to hear for your favorite wrestler? I threw out a list. I was looking for other people. You know what I mean? And the more I do more videos, the more I can get more of a format down. But I like the way I'm doing it right now. I'm just winging it. I do different things. And I just hope that you can appreciate the fact that I'm doing different things and that you can appreciate the passion that I have. Because even though I'm losing interest more and more each day, I still am passionate about it because, like I said, I've loved it ever since I was a little kid. It was the only thing that really brought me and my grandfather together because he didn't communicate. He had polio. He was bedridden. His arms and limbs were bent and twisted. The only thing that we ever really did was watch wrestling. So I'll never truly not ever pay attention. But at the moment, I'm not really interested in what they're doing. So I'll just still talk about stuff that I like and stuff that I catch on to. I'll throw my angle on it. And hopefully you guys appreciate that. Because I know I'm pretty sick of scrolling to my favorite wrestling page and all I'm seeing is a black outline saying which wrestler's coming here or which wrestler's doing this. It's just the same. I'm not into that. I'm really not. And that's why I did the other video about doppelgangers. How wrestlers looked alike and acted alike, had almost the same gimmick. You know, like The Miz and MJF, or Hulk Hogan, Randy Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Renegade, stuff like that. What doppelganger would you like to see? I would like, truthfully, the one I would be most excited to see, honestly, would be Street Profits versus Private Party. Because I think those are way too similar. But I'm doing stuff like that. I'm not doing the normal top 10. I'm doing unique stuff with a different twist on it. Seriously, who else has done a video about that so far? About giving individual wrestlers individual songs. Because like I brought it up on the last video, if Tony Khan's just throwing money at the wall for rights in perpetuity to hit songs, spread the love. You know what I mean? Give Miro Push It to the Limit. Give the Young Bucks You're the Best. I'm trying to do content like that creates conversations. Not clickbait. Not which wrestler is unhappy with his contract or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I'd rather do something different. And even though I'm a massive fan of Jim Cornette, I'm not going to sit here and cut scathing promos on people all day, because even though I did do a little bit of training, I didn't really go that far. But I did it, and I know it takes a toll, and I didn't do it. I didn't go anywhere with it. I didn't contribute anything to the business, so who the hell am I to critique these people? I can say stuff that I don't like as a fan, but to truly critique them, that's not really what I'm looking to do either. Because again, you run the risk of falling into the fray and not being unique. How many people do that? How many channels do that now? Probably all of them. And what have they done except maybe Simon Miller? I'll give him credit because he's done it. What have any of them done? Nothing. And they sit there critiquing your favorite wrestlers, my favorite wrestlers. I mean, come on. That's probably my biggest problem with Dave Meltzer. Like, who the fuck is this guy to go around giving people 5-star ratings, no star ratings, 2-star ratings, like fucking with people's livelihoods and the image of the fans, increasing or decreasing their value? And what has this nerd ever fucking done for the wrestling business besides write newsletters like an obsessive weirdo? Seriously, he's done nothing. Like I said, he's been up Vince McMahon's ass since the 80s at least. Go back on YouTube, you can find the clip of him on Donahue with Vince McMahon sucking right up. Got his nice little mullet, his fucking shoulder pads in his suit. Like, looking like a little rascal. Suit 3 sizes too big. Looking like a little kid trying to impress dad. Ugh. And I'm definitely not smart enough or have enough time in the day to do one of these deep dive documentary type videos. I mean, that's just not my bag either. So I just bring the topic out. That's how I talk to you guys in the comments. I'm talking to you now. You got to talk back to me in the comments, because I've realized that I think I'm more comfortable with a free-form conversation style format with no set way to go. You know what I mean? I don't even write anything down. I just, like I said, sit in front of my microphone and go. I have the gift of gab. I can just keep talking about anything, but I don't know if I want to keep talking about strictly wrestling. So then I'll go off on a tangent like this, and I end up circling back to wrestling anyway. So it's a win-win for everybody. You little marks get your wrestling, and I get to just talk, build a community with fellow fans. And in a show of good faith, I'll even discuss one more topic in this video, because why not? I could have just made another video about this and spurred it off for another 25-35 minutes about nonsense, but I might as well just put another wrestling topic in this video for you because I like you so much. How about this one? Do you think wrestlers should be allowed to keep their names after they leave a certain promotion? I do think they should. Because not for nothing, what's the promotion going to do with the name once the wrestler leaves anyway? You can't put in another performer. We've already seen that with Fake Razor and Diesel. That didn't go over. Went over like a fart in church. So, what is the promoter going to do? I can see if the promoter keeps their library of work. Absolutely. Because then they can still make money when they go to a new promotion and it builds up hype. Then they'll come back to wherever they were before and watch their stuff. Doesn't make sense to not let them keep it. WWE started catching on when they let Samoa Joe keep his name, and Eric Young and EC3. The guy from Impact kind of started, he fucked up for a minute before he let Matt Hardy keep his name. But once he did let him keep his name, look what happened. You know what I mean? He was able to use his most popular gimmick in WWE. He was able to use it in AEW before he went to Big Money Matt. I don't see the point of trying to be greedy, is what I'm saying. Trying to hold the name to a performer who made you tons of money or even who didn't. They're stepping in the ring for your company and putting their body on the line. I don't keep their fucking name. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, hell, even subscribe. It'd be really cool of you. And then you can come back in my next video and we can discuss what we talked about in the comment section. It would actually give me a reason to make another video and come back to talk to you. You'd like that, wouldn't you? I'd like it. But I think I'm going to stick around a little bit longer because as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm actually watching the highlights, or some of the highlights of AEW, and it's the Arcade Anarchy match. And this just looks like shit. It looks very hokey. And you got Orange Cassidy beating up on Miro. I'm sorry, but you need to make Miro a fucking killer. Like, he's got the look. He can work. And you're making him lose to Orange Cassidy in an Arcade Anarchy match. That's just fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It's stupid. And how is anybody going to be afraid of Chuck Taylor? How is he going to be afraid of Chuck Taylor? The guy literally looks like Fix-It Felix Jr. And unfortunately, there's not a girl in the best friends group, because then she could be his Dynamite gal. And if you know that reference, you know that's on point. See, now I'm back. They got me back to hating them again. Fucking booking Miro to lose to fucking Orange Cassidy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Orange Cassidy, but even that gimmick, how far is that shit gonna go? Really? Fucking stupid. And again, as I sit here and troll the internets, another critique I have about AEW is, who do you have in charge of your social media? Because you guys are so worried about listening to the fucking fans. NXT has about 5 videos already. 6, 7, about 7 videos up. And AEW has their Dynamite post show with Alex, I thought it was Marvez, but with the Spanish announcer Alex Abrahantes. Sorry if I butchered your name, buddy. And the Anarchy, the Arcade Anarchy match. Yeah, there's nothing. So there's another critique that you should work on. AEW, get somebody on top of your fucking social media, because I was waiting around to see if my prediction was right about the QT Marshall match with Cody. I think he was going to go extra aggressive and turn heel, and maybe Arn was going to tap Cody. He was going to make him tap or ring the bell. I swear to God, if they did a screw job angle, I'm going to give up. I'm going to fucking give up. And I don't know what they did. So if anyone is in the comment section before I get to see the highlight, let me know. And again, I'm looking at shit right now through other pages, and it's all the same. It's all the same. Is King Corbin in the Hurt Business? Well, let me tell you something. That would be terrible if he was. Because not only does he not fit in the group, he's a cornball compared to the rest. I mean, I know Bobby Lashley broke up the Hurt Business, but he's a cornball compared to everybody else. Dude's all big for nothing. Like, he's not very graceful in the ring. Doesn't have much style. Apparently still wears the slacks. Come on. He's still going by King Corbin. Like, come on. Are we still doing that? King of the Ring. Ugh. See, and this is why I didn't want to talk strictly wrestling on this thing. Because it gets me mad. And I don't want to get mad. Because, let's face it, there's other things to really worry about in life than to get mad about wrestling. I mean, it's like Vince McMahon sent some double agents down to AEW to do exactly what he did with Vince Russo in WCW. There, I said it. Vince McMahon sent Vince Russo to WCW to sabotage him. That's exactly what happened. I don't think that Vince Russo went to WCW for a bigger paycheck. I think he was still on the payroll from Vince McMahon, and I think he was sent there to throw a wrench in the gear and fuck them up. I truly do. I think everywhere Vince Russo goes, it's corporate sabotage. I don't think it's him being incompetent. I'm not going to say that because I saw his Ring of Glory shit and it was terrible. But every other company, major company, I'm chalking that shit up to corporate sabotage. And I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat from the cult of Cornetters and Jim Cornette, maybe himself, if he ever heard this. But I'm going to say it right now. I'm fucking heel turn, baby. I don't think Russo was as bad as everybody says. He's got storylines from 20 years ago that we're still fucking talking about, and I think he just gets a bad rap because he took the heat for the screw job and he took the heat for WCW. That's what I think. Because he doesn't ever bash WWE. WWE doesn't bash him. Persona non grata. Keep getting your money. Here's your hush money. Same concept with the story that with the Montreal screw job. He put the heat on Shawn. That's what he did. He put the heat on Shawn to build a heel and to send Brett over there as a baby face to get more fucking money from Ted Turner. That's exactly what I think happened. And until someone proves me wrong, that's what the fuck happened. How about that? Because not for nothing, I'm going to catch more heat on saying this. There's storylines from 20 years ago that Vince Russo is responsible for that's still fucking entertaining. Whether they're in good taste or not, and they're definitely not athletic masterpieces, but the storytelling, it was captivating and entertaining. That's for fucking sure. I mean, the artist formerly known as Gold Dust, all that stuff. The fucking Val Venus, Choppy Yo Pee, the Montreal screw job. I don't know if I think he was on the booking committee for the Hollywood Backlot Brawl at WrestleMania 12, my favorite WrestleMania. I'm not positive he was on the booking committee for that one. But if he was, that was awesome. That was fucking awesome. Austin versus Shawn Michaels. All the shit with DX. That's all supposed to be Russo. He was the head writer. So basically the Attitude Era. Technically, he is responsible for the Attitude Era. And again, like I said, it wasn't all masterpieces, but it wasn't all trash. It's what made wrestling what it is today. Wrestlers were on the cover of fucking TV magazine, and they were on all sorts of TV shows, and it was at the highest peak of crossover ever. Even though The Rock is the highest paid actor in Hollywood, John Cena's kicking the door down, and Batista's been there for the past couple of years. Vince did it. McMahon, not Russo, but Russo had a hand in it. Why does he catch so much shit? Because he put the belt on David Arquette. You still remember it. You know what else you remember? You remember the Job Squad? The jobbers literally had their own stable that was over as fuck. I don't like ICP. I enjoyed their work with the Oddities. I liked their theme song. I'm sure Russo had a hand in that. That smells like Russo. The only thing I'm seeing so far is the Brawl for All. And even that, how was that really considered a flop? Yeah, okay, if you guys got hurt, but this shit was a shoot. It wasn't fake. This shit was a shoot. And guess what? Good, bad, or indifferent, you're still talking about it today. So really, what was so bad about him? Again, I know this was one of the topics that I was going to make a whole other video for. See, I spoil you guys. I'm giving away all of my best content that I'm supposed to be using to build up my channel, and I'm giving it all away for nothing in a one video. Who else does that? No one. You'll remember that in 20 years. I'll tell you that. Just like you'll remember the first time you saw a set of boobies live on television, just like I did. And my hormones went right through the roof when Sable lifted up that potato sack and had handprints on both her boobs. Looking back on it, Sable was pretty old as fuck back then. But don't tell Brock I said that. But that's the only problem with that. Other than that, that was the first time I seen boobs on TV. Like, what? That's Russo. Just like the corporation, just like the corporate ministry, just like Stephanie McMahon getting kidnapped, Stone Cold getting crucified, the beer trucks, the monster trucks, the Zambonis. It's Russo. And what did he bring to WCW? Pinata on a pole, Viagra on a pole, the belt on a pole in a box, Judy Bagwell on a forklift, David Arquette as the champion, Kiss Demon. Does that sound like somebody who's trying to help a company thrive? Or does that sound like somebody who was sent in to fuck the system up? Devalue the company so you could buy it for pennies on the dollar and acquire all of the rights and library. That sounds more plausible to me than anything. It's fun to hate on Vince Russo, but when you start thinking about stuff like that, it adds up. Or it's a little too coincidental. And then at that point, you can't really ignore it. And you can't really go with the rest of the sheep. Now that's why I said I was going to make a whole other video on this, because that's one of the other controversial topics I was going to talk about. Is Vince Russo really as bad as he's perceived? I don't know. What do you guys think? That might get you going. Sympathizing with Russo. That's a heel turn coming, I think. I can see it now. Oh my God, Jim Cornette, if he heard this, he's gonna roast me. This motherfucker. Listen to him sympathizing with that cocksucker, Russo. I'll piss on his grave too. But he hates Russo. I don't know. You think that's a work? I think that might be a work too. Now I'm really trying to heel turn. Maybe I should give you my other controversial topic so it forces me to think of something else outside the box for my next video. No. I don't think I'm going to hit you with that one. Not quite yet. I want to try to hit a few points better. No? Alright, fuck it. I don't think Chris Benoit killed his family. I think somebody was sent to silence him because he was going to go public with something. And that's why there was the whole controversy with the death getting released before it was announced. There's a whole story behind that. I'll leave you. There you go. There's a good cliffhanger for the next episode. Do you think Chris Benoit really killed his family, or do you think someone sent a hit squad? Because it's all just too weird, right? Like the whole thing. And they didn't talk about this shit on Dark Side of the Ring, let me tell you. That's another one. You guys are lucky that you know me. I'm giving you such awesome stuff to think about.